Hi, I'm Steve Sanders, Chief Information Security Officer at CSI, a leading provider of innovative technology solutions to financial institutions and other organizations. We're excited to bring you this Talking Tech with CSI video series, where we'll explore the hottest topics in technology. Now, I hope you're ready to get your head in the cloud. For our first episode, Sean Martin, Director of Strategic Product Management at CSI, will address some common myths about public cloud technology, including cloud security and migration. Now, let's bust some myths. Sean, the first one, to migrate to the public cloud, you must lift and shift all applications at once.
That's a great question, and this is something that when we're talking with customers is a misconception we see frequently. The reality is you don't have to move all of your systems at once, and in fact, what we find is that organizations that try to do that typically doesn't work out well for them. So a strategy that we see work well in a lot of cases is a customer may have a server that's depreciating and it's at the end of life, needs to be replaced. That's a really good time to take a look at the server and see if that might be a good candidate to move to the cloud. Leave the rest of your infrastructure in place, and then as servers depreciate over time and become time to renew, then look at those again. What we find is that a lot of organizations may be able to just increase the compute power of the original server and then not have to deploy a new server in the cloud, and they can start to gain a lot of efficiencies that way. And for a lot of organizations, they'll stay in a hybrid situation where they've got systems both in the cloud and on premise. For maybe a permanent situation works really well. There's a lot of flexibility when it comes to those types of migrations.
Excellent. So as we think about the public cloud, Sean, another myth is that it is less secure than on-site IT infrastructure. What do you say about that?
Well, this is definitely something we hear about, and when we talk to especially risk officers and concerns about moving to the cloud, this topic comes up frequently. When you hear about some of the large breaches that occur in the cloud, a lot of times what you're really hearing about is not a complex cyber criminal that's doing a complicated attack. What we see is that there are just misconfigurations of systems. Someone forgot to lock down access, and now the whole internet has access into a system. They forgot to put a password, and now a cyber criminal with really not very much technical capability stumbles upon that and then reaches into the bucket, pulls all that data out, really with no expertise at all. So what's really critical from a security perspective is to make sure that you understand your environment, lock the system down, have the right controls. It's the same type of strategy you would use with on-premise system, just understanding how to apply those principles in the cloud location.
Okay, so final question, final myth for you, and one near and dear to a lot of people. The public cloud is too expensive for most organizations.
Well, so your mileage will really vary here. When you think about the public cloud, you need to really factor in everything you're getting. So obviously you're getting your servers and connectivity, but what you're also getting is a high level of redundancy. So you're going to be in a data center that is got a lot of redundant heating and cooling, network connectivity, power, secured access, geo-redundancy, and all of that. So when you take into account all of those expenses, trying to do that on your own, trying to build that level of redundancy, business continuity within your own data center, that's very expensive. So really, it kind of comes down to your strategy, your risk tolerance, your goals from an IT management perspective, but it, for most organizations, becomes a very efficient solution.
Thank you for that, Sean. Appreciate those answers. And thank you for joining us for our first episode of Talking Tech with CSI. Be on the lookout for our next video to find out why your organization should embrace a layered approach to cybersecurity.